it's Emily. Thank you for stopping by and sharing some time with me today. I hope you and yours are doing well, and I hope you enjoy the pieces in this video. If you be so kind, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Let's get right into it. White jeans with plaid patches. Year after year, gathered to see the light and then placed away when the time to wear me has passed. Been around for years in the wardrobe. I'm that one trusted piece of clothing never to be thrown away. Becoming faded with time, yet I bring so much joy. My owner and I have been through so much together. Times have changed. I've watched as her style has grown and evolved with her and her moods. Yet I'm still here after seeing so many articles come and go. When I'm worn, it's time to party, to snuggle, to comfort, and be the comfortable place for her to fall. Now I will say that I have had my fair share of a stitch here and a tear there, yet she refuses to set me aside. There have been those around her telling her to throw me away, that it is overdue and way past my time. Yet she still defends me, defending our honor as we have always been together, and we will never part. At this point, she considers me a wearable piece of her life history or art. The time has come for me to be seen by the light once more. I look forward to hanging upon her closet door. But know now there has been a true change. There is no longer the original her to whom I belong. The next generation has claimed me as her clothing swan song. Angel of Catastrophe. Coming down from the heavens is not a force trying to stop the wrongs of life. Wings wrapped in bandages, its flight across the skies is to make sure the world is still burning. Like others which fall in its realm of possibilities, it simply is. It's a force that is not meant to be stopped or thrown off course. Its purpose is simple: to cause the plagues of the world, nothing more, nothing less. To attempt to change its fate will only gain you a stronger visit from its wrath. Like death, it comes and waits, watching, wondering when it will be called on by fate to do what it's meant to do. Gaining no pleasure in your cries, it simply moves on to its next appointment. It holds no hatred, no expectation of wanting to hear those whom it affects suffer. It simply is what it is. Locked into its being, much like you and I, it exists because it must. It plays the role it was designed to play. None of its evils can be placed on hold. Around the world and back again, it flies above the world silently in stealth. There, alongside its companions, is part of the world. This world that it sadly knows all too well. Ancient Forest. Walking among the ragged yet beautiful trees, my friends and I know we are seeing a part of the world that has been lost to human eyes for quite some time. The sounds of this world were far off as we went deeper, and yet seemed to be all around us. With each step, we were transported back in time. Images of days when kings and queens of ancient worlds hid secret treasures among vine-clad temples was all I could imagine as the day wore on and our steps grew in number. By midday, we reached a clearing and set up base. After taking a rest, having a meal, the four of us took different directions in the close-by woods to scout. This forest was dressed up as a jungle, yet somehow it knew it was still a forest. Animals I crossed paths with stood still to watch me for a time before running off. Very light drizzles of rain fell upon the canopy when the wind blew. My mind raced as the sunlight that did shine through the cracks between the leaves let me know the time of day. Before night was to fall, all of us gathered back at camp. We were just about to get out our flashlights when once again the world transformed. As if it knew the sun was down, star-like shapes were exposed among the hidden leaves of both the trees and even among the moss on the ground. A gentle hum of chirping insects became a nighttime chorus, and we all were in awe of the world we now stood in. Little glowing creatures took over as the domain's masters of the food chain, and my mind was led to a scientific sci-fi fantasy that nothing in my dreams could or would ever allow me to explore in such a way. Dark birthday. A day like any other, except I think I was born today. It was some years ago now. Sadly, I can't recall how many exactly. So many faces flash by and memories I think are mine. I'm not 100% sure. Those around me claim to know me, say that we have a connection, family or otherwise, but I just can't remember. Life wasn't always like this, I think. I once knew the world I was a part of very well. There were all the perks of my success afforded me. There were all the smiles and laughter built up in my phony dealings with those in constant contact with me. Yet something happened one day that changed me. It wasn't an accident nor an illness that took my mind away, I don't think. All I know is one day I woke up and just knew that I was different. Everything I knew before was never going to be the same. Those I come into contact with now, I can see right through them in their very souls. I know the words they speak when they are lies and when they are truth. There are just so many faces that lie to me, telling me they care and are my friends when I actually know, that what they say is false. I don't know whether to look on this new life as a blessing or curse. Who wants to live life where no one is genuine in who they are? I sit here now surrounded by so many smiling faces. They are cheering for me to blow out my candles and to make a wish. I think I know what my wish will be at this point. Ignorance is bliss. Dollhouse. Waking up in the night, he was always gone from my bedside. This wasn't always the case, yet we hoped this was only due to stress and nothing more. Hoping things would work out in time. For nights on end, I'd find him roaming the house in the dark. He was clearly walking and talking in his sleep. Aimless steps followed by unknown words now plagued our nightly existence. We tried everything we could think of just short of strapping him to the bed, yet nothing worked. Each day we would fix anything he may have damaged, and one day we had to fix our daughter's dollhouse. In the background, I listened to him lovingly fixing and talking with our little girl. He promised her that he would be better soon and that he would never leave her. He always promised me the same thing. I loved him so much, I knew I had to find a cure to our issue. In trying to find a solution to our problem, I came across something that explained that my husband could be cursed. We both talked about my feelings and laughed it off, but still it stuck in the back of my mind. One night, finally out of exhaustion, I fell into a deep sleep. I knew I couldn't hear anything going on around me, not even the jingles of the bells we had tied to my husband's wrist, so I could hear where he was in the night. The next morning I woke up and he was gone. There was no sign of him, only that the front door was wide open. He was gone. A few days passed and I didn't know what to do. I had to be strong and put on a brave face for my daughter. That day she took my hand and led me to her room, where there was something I hadn't noticed before. In her dollhouse was a doll that was new, but definitely looked familiar. It was him, my husband, right down to the bells on his now doll-like form. Well, he did say he'd never leave us. I guess he told us the truth. Good from goodbye. Many may look upon goodbye as a sad event. A time spent is now ended and will never come again. Yet what good can come from goodbye is more than just this. There can be a time of reflection and realization as hindsight is 2020. Fear not the words good and bye being placed together. If what you leave behind gave you nothing but harm. Let times of sorrow pass on after being dealt with in healthy ways. Sorrow cannot bring forth joy, while joy can come from leaving sorrow behind. Say the word goodbye to yesterday when a new dawn can grace one's life, in the glow of new opportunities that would have never come from past days. Let goodbye leave your lips when one is set free from circumstances or others that created only darkness and left one feeling empty. Goodbye should not be feared but accepted, as bravely as you have made it through hardship. Allow now only hello to continue to be your forever guide. Rematch. Every day we reset the board. Piece by piece, each move may be the same, yet there is always hope for a different outcome. Each stage is a place to start anew. It's me against the world, just as it's always been. No one can do what you do or say what you say. From one's lips there is power over life and death. Each move can build or topple what we hold most dear. A constant game of chess. Who will win this round today, me or will the universe get its way? Give me the rematch I so crave, the chance to reset the time I moved and made what I believe to be my most damning mistakes. Is it always by chance how we make our moves in reaction to the moves being played against us in each round we play? Or is the game rigged so that each rematch will turn out slightly changed, but overall set to lead us to our exact same fates? Raw peaks. Wait, what is this? Where am I? This isn't right. What am I doing back here? This has to be a dream. Upon opening my eyes, I look up and see a light I never wanted to see again. The base of that cursed pile of stone called Raw Mountain. Looking up at its jagged peaks gives me an uncanny mountain feeling again. The same feeling I had when I was here before. I remember that trip for so many years ago. It always feels like it was yesterday in my mind. We were climbing the mountain summit, my brother and I. We were happy in our adventure of finding a new place to explore, though I did have to push aside my feelings of eerie unease. All I remember clearly is everything, every sound, every smell, every sight after we fell. We fell as if it was forever, yet it was mere seconds before we hit the ground. I don't know how I survived, waking up bruised, broken, and bleeding. All I know is he didn't. My brother, whom I landed on. Why did he have to position himself as to break my fall? For weeks afterwards, I visited the mountain over and over in my dreams. Every crack became an evil grin, every fallen stone an unimaginable earthquake of cataclysmic proportions. He's there waiting for me. I know he is. I hear him in my sleep. He tries to tell me that I shouldn't grieve, that he's at peace, and that he loves me. Yet I hear him, come join me, sister. Come back and take your place among the dead by my side. The raw mountain, it waits. Stuffed rabbit. Given as a gift to a child on a day of joy. Placed upon a shelf as a beautiful item. Keep safe among the other cherished keepsakes. The one it belongs to, that it will watch them grow. Every once in a while it is removed from its place, shown to others, bringing back thoughts of joy. Must be kept clean and beautiful for many more years to come. Packed away, but not forever. Bunny must come along for the ride. With each new stage of life, Bunny brings joy to one's mind. Through years of life, ups and downs, it's seen it all. Right up there upon the shelf hanging from the wall. Now old and worn, both Bunny and friend have come to meet each other one more time. Still soft to the touch, bringing back warm memories. Grateful to have been a companion, able to share in one's long-lived life. Whale song. It's stuck in my head, that sound, as if it's calling to me, calling me back. Why is this happening? So many of us were lost that day. We are all still lost. So long, drifting in the waves. So many lost their minds as the sun burned and the waves, while wet, dried our skin. All that was between us was a thin piece of nylon, but it wasn't the sharks we feared, but them. Suppose gentle giants, they weren't gentle that day. We heard their call across the waves, being amplified. Were they curious, simply playing, or what? Who knows? But what they did wasn't a game. Large tails slammed down, huge fins plunged us deep. We saw their eyes as they watched us scramble beneath the sea. Their call was so loud, we were much too close. Our ears rang in vibrations I never thought they could take. In time, rescue did come, obviously as I now sit here speaking to you. I still hear the sounds in my head even now. It's like they're calling me, calling us to our depths. They weren't done with us yet. Waking up. Don't know how I got here, but I'm glad to return to form. The name's Charlie, but they keep calling me Samantha. Stop calling me that. Flashes of a life not mine coming into view. I guess I was lost in my own mind, so I took on the last person I could hold on to. Who is she, the small version of me, and the last lover I once had? I knew him from head to toe. Her eyes, big and bright, stare at me. They're not mine, but his. Didn't ask for this. Samantha had the kid, not me. No one asked me. Awake again, life is catching up to me. He took her. He has the kid, my kid, our kid, and is threatening to end her. Going in with guns blazing, stumbled a couple of times, but nothing I couldn't handle. Told him he'd die screaming. Was I wrong? Well, I'm here and he's not. Back undercover, rather decided to go back to my new life. The old one currently behind me, or is it? I guess I'll have to wait and see until next crime. Taking tea. Placed upon the little petite table, an ivory cup laced with silver, onyx, and black decorations has been set. The kettle is yelling as the water has come to a boil. The tea is ready, gently poured into the cup, the hot liquid needed to not be sloshed. Take a seat at the table. One can smell the sweet yet odd aroma of what's been poured before them. The tea is sweetened by the hint of vanilla that's been added along with a dash of slight honey, still floating within the leaves of a different hue. The bloody stems of a distant plant, mainly unknown, must be removed. Once the leaves have been taken away, the crimson liquid left behind can now be enjoyed. The cup moves towards waiting lips. A sip is gently taken as their owner sighs quietly to themselves. Ah, nothing like a good cup of bloody leaf tea with just a hint of vanilla on an unknown afternoon. Duality. Two minds taking the place of one. A person becomes a home with two persons dueling for control. Who one should be and who one is really is always in the state of flux. Light and dark, id and ego, truth and falsehood must be realized within. Usually, who we claim to be only masks who we really are or wish ourselves to be. Time will come for us all and the mask will fall. Not always fighting our good is our evil. Not fighting our roles to see our own reflection staring back from behind our own eyes. Gifted room. Meet with a surprise of grand proportions. Gifted a space that was designed all for me. It was all I dreamed of and more. I could feel my creativity being set free. Walls made of onyx and of white marble, every inch circulating with radiating glistening sparkles of silver, like hidden diamonds within. The furniture looked to be made from the stars above. Decorations on the walls were of all my design. Books and plants on shelves became friends as their leaves and bindings matched in nature like hues. My heart nearly burst open with grand gestures and flowing tears, all whispering, "Thank you." Lost in thought. What are you thinking of in those moments? Those moments when you are not all there. The times that you wake from a blank stare off into space. Is your mind really turning to come to new conclusions? Or are you trapped in an endless echo of the same thoughts you read a million times before? Hours can go by in such a way. The world of the current consciousness mind can easily fall away. All that will be left is the world that your thoughts can single-mindedly create. Come back to reality, but when you do, will you ever be the same? Side character. Always in the background, never to play the lead. It can be better this way, for it's the best way to gather all the info one needs. Yet to choose to play the role being versus condemned to it are two different things. Once the master, now the puppet, being pulled by another's strings. Locked in place, a mind pleading to be set free. Nothing of action is on my own free will of being. Tried to play the game, so close to winning, only to trip at the finish line. I will be back. I will break free, or will I? Who knows? It's all a matter of time. Second life. Not even then would the universe vouch for me. Supposed to be life anew, a chance to be more. Still oppressed by those whom I seek to rise above. Why can't I rise? Allow me this freedom to live again, this new way of life that was stolen before. Innocence was taken away by no fault of my own, yet I'm made to continually pay for the sins of another. Let me be free from your outdated rules and dismissal. Your brotherhood, if so strong, should not be threatened by my very existence. My goal was to curb the powers of those who sought to use it wrongly. Only I have lived a life, a second life, curbed by the very powers that seek to silence me from being. Two halves. There are two halves to every whole, yet their halves are often divided into their own sections. The places where we want to do what we've been taught is right, also places where we want to do what we've been told is naughty. If life is about give and take, then so are we. We give of ourselves so much that to take anything back can be unthinkable. Yet once we begin to take back what has been carelessly given away, we once again begin to feel whole. A half of a half is nothing once it houses a gaping hole. Place here and there, our halves come back together, maybe not the way they once were, but enough is there. We are all nothing more than whole messes split in halves that need some tender, loving care. The old one. You can find him sitting by the fire trying to keep warm. He's always speaking about how cold he now is. If you kneel down before his old eyes that are always looking into the hearth flames, He will ask you to come closer, and if you are one of his children. He says they never come to see him anymore. Such is the way of a child. They grow and leave their parents behind. You will ask him questions seeking information that only he can offer. Yet as he looks on lovingly, there is a great sadness behind his eyes. She, his girl child, who became queen of the heavens, did so by tricking him of his powers. She wanted to climb the skies higher than even he who helped in granting her life. Now an old man left to sit by the fire. Try again and again to get him to speak, to remember if you can. He can no longer give you what you seek. This you must find by another's hand. The trickster fool. Quick is his wit, but not quick enough. Able to outrun her wrath once, but now never will he outrun her again. His first appearance is of one who is unbothered by the ways of the world, yet he knows her secrets, and she can't have him outside of her control. Keeper of the symbol, the sign, the only way to draw her in. To have this power is to hold something over a being that is feared above all others. Thus he has to play as if he has no fear. Yet in the dark is now the only way he can survive. To seek him out is of no use, for he already knows that you seek him. To lay a trap is only serving to turn the tables upon yourself in the end. He's the type to strike a deal, your life for his. He's the man with the plans that just don't seem to last. Try hard to fool him as if you're not even trying at all. He will bow in defiance ever at his former master's beck and call. Soon his time will run out before he can tell you all that he knows. Her flames ever present at his back. When his time is up, everyone will know. The Witch Doctor. Come in, my child, an unlikely elderly person will say. One who has been afflicted will unwillingly follow. Looking around, the one seeking help will glance and then stare in awe at all the trinkets therein, both taking a seat. They sit across from each other in silence for a time. The one who can heal as well as protect tells the afflicted one to give them their hand. As soon as this is done, the healer can feel strong vibrations surrounding his poor soul. Someone has cursed you, my child, due to you not giving them what they want. The afflicted person looks up in fright and says, "Help me, please, I'm so scared." The healer tells the person to look closely around the room. Do this until something catches your eye. The person seeking help does what they are told and looks around until a pendant charm catches their eye. Ah, the healer, you are drawn to one, I see. It is a charm meant to protect one from love unwanted. The healer gets up from the seat and collects the pendant charm of a double heart where one is brighter than the other. The healer tells this person that the brighter heart represents them triumphing over the spells and snares of one who seeks what is not rightfully theirs, and will protect them from future attacks of all types. As soon as the afflicted person holds the charm within their hands, they feel as if the weight was lifted, not only from their body, but from their mind and heart as well. The one afflicted person smiles brightly and thanks the healer for their help. The healer tells the person to never leave the pendant alone and to carry it with them always. It will take time, but the pendant will cause the one who was trying to bring them harm to them to have harm done to themselves instead tenfold. With that, the pair walks back to the healer's door, and after a hearty thanks, the one afflicted person leaves. The healer returning to their seat is once again quiet for a time, then picks up their tea from the table, takes a sip, and whispers these words: "Protect this one, for in time their vessel will be mine." Bones at low tide. I was there trying to set my mind free. With the love and support of my family, I was taking a chance on being a writer. I rented a cabin up on Low Cove and hoped that the story inside my mind would flow, but no such luck. Each day, early at dawn or dusk, I took a walk along a nearby beach just to clear my mind and to take in the atmosphere. One such outing, I sadly came across remains of a human variety. I called the local police and was questioned on the matter. Sadly, I knew nothing that could help the situation. For a few nights after discovery, I would find myself sleepwalking down to where I had found the bones, among the low tide. The pale moonlight would always dance and play tricks on my mind, as I thought I saw a young woman sitting among the wet stones and sand. She would try to talk to me as if telling me her story, and I would retain everything in the back of my silent mind somehow. Each morning after these encounters, I would type for hours on end, as if in a trance, never knowing where the words I typed came from. One day the encounter stopped, and I had a novel-sized book on my desk. I read through the pages that I guess I typed, and a story of love, betrayal, and revenge leaped off the page. I took the work to the police. Don't ask me why, I just felt that this was where it needed to be. From this, the remains I found were identified, and a story identical to the one I days typed unfolded. Eventually, a young man was taken into custody, and the case was given the designation Bones at Low Tide. Bedroom candles. Wanting to set the mood, but not the kind one automatically thinks. This is not an enticement setting situation. This is a need, a want to unwind from the day. A need to tune out everything and everyone with the click of a lighter and the small flame. Dressed to impress no one, phone turned on to softly playing music of my choice. No more voices demanding my attention, no one left to make it their mission to annoy the living spirit out of me. Locked behind my closed doors, sanctuary is my home. Each candlelight, a burning desire to set free all that has bothered me today, this week, this month, and so on. Simply sitting upon my bed, eyes closed as the inner peace I so craved is finally creeping. No longer any need to keep replaying the day's events over and over again. All of that can burn in the low flickering dancing twinkles of light that are casting shadows upon my walls. In time, who knows if I will feel like moving again. I might throw in a bubble bath to ease my tensions, a warm beverage to calm my nerves, a delicious meal and a movie to kick back and relax. No more fake smiles and laughing at unfunny coworkers and customers. No more having to be on it today when deep inside I'm more than done with my current situation. Flickering twinkles of light set around my room right now lets me know this is finally me time. I am thankful for their lights as mine needs to recharge. They remind me to never allow my fire to blow out. Black Wing. While sitting at breakfast, a package was delivered to me. It was wrapped in brown paper bound with rope twine. At first I thought of the old country and very simple boxes housing treasures inside. With speed, the box was now open before me as my eyes went wide. There was only one item within the cardboard folds. A feather, a black feather, from the wing of a raven or crow. As I dared to pick up this item, a cold chill ran over my soul. Thoughts of old family ties and promises made that now lay broken filled my soul. I knew with what I now know what I had to do. There was an old score that had to be settled. Being the last of my line, only I could restore honor to a family name once wounded by another. Steps now had to be made to find the correct target of my revenge. Surprisingly, even at my age, this turned out to be an easy task. He too was the last of his line, both of us bound to a fate not our own, but bestowed upon us by family. Left on his doorstep that day with a message of beware for another like me aged beyond our time. With that, I returned to my kitchen table days later, only to see in the paper a story of a man I once knew having passed. My hands were washed clean, my conscience clear as I sipped my morning brew. All is done. The black wing gave me something new to do. Gas station. Left on a lonely stretch of road, there was only me and the tumbleweeds that day. I had been driving for hours, but making good time to my destination of unknown origins. My boss had me out here in the middle of nowhere doing tasks that he should have been doing in order to keep his business afloat. But at least I did get overtime and everything was on his dime. So as the day wore on, I ended up passing by several closed out gas stations, some looking a little bit more run down than the rest. Yet there was one which once I saw it, I just felt like I had been there before. I felt compelled to pull in and take a look around. This particular station had a diner attached to it. The pumps looked dusty yet somehow classic, as did the diner's interior. For some reason, I sat down at a booth and began to wait as if someone was really going to take my order. As I looked around, I began to hear faint jukebox music playing, and I was enjoying the tune. Oddly, none of this felt weird or wrong to me. It was as if I was home here, and nothing could change my mind about being there. Just before the day turned to night, I was as if set free from a trance and made my way out of the location. I did decide to take a few pictures of the place before driving on. Once I was done with my work and actually made it home, I looked up the place online. It was once a beautiful station and diner, but for some reason it just closed down and was left behind by time. I will travel back there for some reason. I feel as if it's been willed to me by time, the universe, or something. I don't know why, but I just know I'm supposed to be there. Moon harvest. I now know why every few days when you look up at the night sky, the moon is in a different shape. It's not due to lack of light, nor is it due to how the world moves or how the light of the sun is reflecting a shadow. It's the night sky. The night sky is slowly eating the moon. I don't know how to explain it or why. I just know that it is. It's like from full to new, the moon we once knew is being lost to the appetite of the cosmos. Bite by bite, chunks of pale moon are nibbled away until there's nothing left. I know this sounds nuts, and of course you ask, well, if this is true, then how is it that after a new moon, the moon is once again back in the sky? Let me tell you, it's the stars. They hold on to as much essence of the pale moonlight as they can, so that when it's time, they bring the moon back to life. This is not a flight of fancy, nor a daydream of a child. The moon is reborn after every eating cycle. This is why those of us who know this look to the night sky, waiting for the moon harvest to take place before our very eyes. Nothing at all. You leave me with nothing at all. Is this how it ends? There is nowhere left to fall, or nothing at all. You leave me with nothing at all. Is this now or never? I want it all. No room inside for me in your life. You leave me with nothing at all. Is this how it ends? It's time to show it all. I want the best of you. You leave me with nothing at all. Don't make me promises. I've had the rest of you. I know it. I know it all. You leave me with nothing at all, as though I'm all that you can see. I don't show it. I don't show it. I feel it in my heart. You leave me with nothing at all. I'm sharing you with memories. There are times it seems, but I want it all. You leave me with nothing at all. I don't care if it's not fair. How can I fight someone who isn't there? As sharing this relationship gets older, it's not the way I chose to live. You leave me with nothing at all. I thought with time you realize. I know it's on your mind, the distant look in your eyes. It's over. It's over. Susurration unknown. Whispering. Constant whispers in the back of my mind. They come to life in the light of day in the form of those smiling in my face, only to begin again as soon as I turn away. I try to not let it get to me, but it does anyway. Murmuring, the whispers getting louder as I move through my day. More bold are those in around now. They don't wait until my back is turned anymore. From the corners of my eyes, I know they are speaking among themselves about me. Not only speaking, they laugh. Little do they know their voices have never fallen upon deaf ears. Rustling, the murmuring and whispering is moving ever and ever closer. They feel more powerful as they stand together. These cowards who feed off each other. They should really mind their own business and do as I do, keeping to myself. For once I begin my susurrations, they will learn quickly that the quiet ones aren't really the ones they need, nor want to have fighting back. Tattered poster. It was always there hanging from the old wooden fence by the field behind my home. I grew up in this house, but even as a kid, I never went back there. I wasn't scared of it or anything, and I guess it was odd looking back at a silly kid like myself, not feeling the need to explore an unknown area so close by. But I just never did. Word got to me years later that the old place was going to be torn down, and this opened the floodgates of childhood. My mind eventually got me back there, back to that old fence with the hanging poster and the field. I stared at the fence, looking more closely at the poster. It was so faded, but from what I could see, it was from the old circus days. This made sense, seeing how my town was visited by the circus each year for a very long time. There happened to be a hole in the wood just behind the poster's hanging bits that I decided to peek through. Squinting and then opening wide in amazed shock, I saw it. I saw the circus that once came to town, alive with color, sounds, and smells. I was once again a kid as I turned to look around. The poster was now brand new. No longer was it holding strips of faded paper, trying to read its history. So I now was on the other side of the fence. What was once long grass and weeds had become a manicured field ready to house joy and childlike excitement. I looked back to the hole in the fence. I could see myself, my adult self, looking back at me. I was waving to my kid self as if to say, go on, have a good time. You deserve a moment of joy after all you've been through. Years have been long and hard while this memory was all you had to cling to for comfort. So I went on into the realm of the circus once again, a child ready to experience life. This time I will live again in all the right ways, I thought. This time I will experience life right. Through shadows. What do you allow to slip through your shadows? Is it your light? Do you allow it to be lost, taken over by darkness, your face even on the most bright of a sunny day? Is it your peace of mind? Do you allow this to fall by the wayside when you come across something you think you can't face head on? Or is it when you've left your comfort zone behind, then you decide to run back to it vigorously, afterwards condemning others as if they stood in your way? Do you allow your very being to slip through the shadows, choosing to rely only on the word of another to be your guiding face as to whom you can be? Dare to tell others that you are your own person while you look for the approval of your puppet master, nodding your head yes and no. Yet with all this said, are your shadows slipping into shadows? Shadows of a world that smiles in your face, yet once your back is turned, your downfall is a very well thought out plan. We are all slipping into what I don't know. No one has faced the shadows head on and come back to tell their tale. Maybe we should try not giving into the shadows, but confronting them. Only then, if we are lucky, pass on through to the other side and find our light once again. Afternoon's glow. Walk into the room. The sunshine is golden in a different way. Rays of burnt orange flame and fall through the panes. Look out the window, taking in the scene. The yard is a jungle of wild vines, shrubs, and patches turning gold to match the sun. Walking through the halls, you can feel the change of time. Darkness is running instead of leaving your eyes. Moments pass, the evening begins to come. Keep looking out the window, enjoying the setting of an afternoon autumn sun. A light in the window. As she made her way through the trees, she came across the compound. She had been directed there against her will by a life she was now trying to run from, but it was of no use. As she looked for a way in, she was there for a reason, not only for revenge, but to save the life of another. Through the darkness of the trees, she could see the rooms lit up due to the burning fluorescent lights that come with electricity. But she was looking for something different. There in the bottom left corner room on the first floor, she saw it. The flickering flame of her daughter's beloved small candle that she told her to keep lit always. It was what they used to light their way back to each other. Now knowing where to go, she made her way past the guards posted at every corner of the property. Like it had been implanted within her, she somehow knew what she was doing. Checking for signs of danger before knocking on the door, the ghost was clear, thus it was her time to act. Knocking softly so that only anyone within the room could hear, the door to the little room swung open as the guard was dispatched before hitting the floor. When next she emerged, she had what she had came for in her hand. A mother has been reunited with her child, for just as she planned. A light in the window shone the way. Come to know. As light shine past the darkness, one uses to shield themselves from any more pain. Realizations come to focus that hiding won't change anything that has been, but will change what can be. The world goes on past your pain as well as your inability to see the light on the other side that's reaching to pull you back or out of yourself. Eventually things click that is a part of being who you are. Your pain is your truth. Without experience, there is no knowledge. Without knowledge, there is no knowing or appreciation of what was or can be. Accept what has been, only then you can look forward to what can be. The past is a trap, the present is the tools needed, while the future is the presentation of what can be reborn from even the most revamped foundation. Library night. Placed away deep within the archive stacks, she found a book that would change her life. The new librarian was a quiet lady. She kept to herself mostly, but was pleasant when interacting with others. She found that she simply felt more at home around the written word, always being one who wanted to know more, always wanting to learn what others may have forgotten in the modern age. In the evenings, once everyone had left after a long day, she would find herself alone in the old library building, sifting through the forgotten relics in the basement. She made it her task after a while to restore and straighten up the space as well as catalog any rare finds. After weeks of clearing the space, she found a book near the bottom of a box. As she dusted it off, she found it was a book pertaining to the ideas of good versus evil in the time before time. For weeks while reading this book, the young librarian found herself getting more and more interested in the ideas the book suggested about good and evils interacting and battles in their saved or condemned souls. One day, as she found herself at the end of the book, she was compelled to see if there were any other text around like it. In her haste, she was able to find another, which turned out to be a sinister book. Yet this one was different. In it, the book told of how one could possibly interact with beings of good or evil, as well as their names and what they held dominion over. With this newfound information, the young librarian, now becoming more and more obsessed, one night took the book home. In the stillness of her home, the young woman could hear voices around her. Some were good while others were evil. Due to her reading both books, it was as if she had opened herself to a world that before she never knew was possible, let alone believed could be possible. She wished in a way that she could go back and not read the books, expelling all she now knew from her mind. Yet this she knew was a fool's dream. It could never be done. The only way out she could see in the moment to rid herself of the voices was to burn the books in the hopes of everything would stop. Yet as she turned on her fireplace and was a second from throwing the books in, something happened that was cataclysmic proportions. When the librarian next could comprehend her surroundings, she knew something was different. It was now morning, where a moment ago it had been night. She looked around, and her home was warm and bright. Her fireplace housed smoldering embers that she couldn't remember why they would be there, and something about herself seemed different, yet not different. That day she went into work and had a normal day until a co-worker asked her if she had finished the books she had been reading. This was news to the young woman in that she had no idea what her co-worker was talking about. In that moment, her mind went foggy and a memory burned through her mind. There were two figures that night, one of light and one of darkness. Both came to her trying to persuade her to join their side. After some time, both beings could see that the young librarian was incapable of handling her newfound knowledge, and that their presence was not going to sway her, and she was in awe of both of them. Thus, they chose to cleanse her mind of all she knew of them, leaving her as if she was before she knew of their existence. There was only one problem with their plans. Somehow, she still was able to retain a memory of that night, now that the books had been brought back to her attention. She was left to think, is she somehow more than either? She realized she was. Is this why she found the books in the first place? Is this why they came to her trying to get her to follow them? Who is she now? Who was she before? Is there more she needs to know, or would things be best left to stay hidden from the light among the unbothered dark? Mere moments. As time turns back, there are only moments left. Hand in hand, he asks the question, what am I? She speaks through tears, saying that he was her creation. He was her longing for him. All of him that she had held within her. He was her grief, her sadness, her love personified. In that, he remembered all that they had together. He remembered when he told her that her mourning and loss were love enduring. They looked into each other's eyes with seconds to spare. I love you. We will meet each other again. Runes. Show me your skills. Teach me your ways. You are trapped within my clutches. You are bound by the curse of your own mind. Walk through it all again. Tell me your story through your most painful moments. Only your magic exceeds my own. I want to know all that you know. I want your power for my own. As seen in the vision, you know not who you truly are. You are the gatekeeper, a force between life and death. Show me yours, and I will say that I will show you mine. Oh no, I've said too much. My lessons are no longer my own. Thus now, as it has been written by the symbols in the sky, I must pray for my bitter crimes. Thank you for listening. I hope my words as we go along both inspire and make you smile. For more of my content, you can also find me on Patreon, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. The links will be down below. Stay blessed and let's grow together. Much love to you all.